set it, and Rich will put it down with some authority. A deep three from Andrews. Oh, make it rain, baby! Yes! Drives left, kicks it to the corner, to the left wing. The corner, or the wing three is up and good. Zoe Swallow dials it up from long range. Payoff pitch here from Turner. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. That's going to get out here if you lose. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball. That's going to get through the left side of the infield. That's going to score another run. And that's going to be an RBI single. Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome live right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network, here on YouTube.com. Here from a beautiful and sunny evening here from Raider Field here in Selma, Indiana for opening night 2024. Here as we welcome in the Richmond Red Devils as they take on your Wapahani Raiders here tonight. What a great night at the ballpark, and what a great night to get excited about this 2024 season. And a great way to get it underway here tonight. Like I said, a beautiful evening, right around 60, 65 degrees outside. Just a fantastic setting, and we're excited to get things started here tonight. Again, as always, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me tonight is not cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. It's actually my beautiful wife, Kaylee Morvillius. She's going to be doing the camera here this evening, so bear with us. She's going to knock it out of the park. And we're going to have a great night of Raider baseball here tonight. As we get right into things here with our Raiders Live pregame show presented by Alfred Rods and Customs, again a proud sponsor here of the WHS Network. So Wapahani coming into this 2024 season under a new head coach there in Heath Dudley. Brian Dudley still around. He's still helping out this season, but Heath Dudley is now the main man, the head coach here of your Wapahani Raiders. After 40 years, I believe it was, here for head coach Brian Dudley, such a Hall of Fame and historic coaching career. And we'll be celebrating here with as far as him, especially here within the next about 2.5, 3 weeks from now. But that will be for another time. But we're really, like I said, just looking forward to seeing what these guys can do. Obviously, this team is very young. They graduated a lot from last year's group. When you have Gavin Lash and Dudley, Daxton Dudley, and a couple other guys there as well that were so integral pieces of this team, and with them not here anymore, you had some power. Paul Fisher, he had some guys here that provided power on offense. Had the pitching, we had the defense. And, so you got to start from somewhere, and eventually, those guys were young and they was brought up. And, same thing here with this team. This is a young team, but I think that they have a promising outlook throughout this season and for the years to come. You can't necessarily judge, how this season's going to go by one game or two games or even 5 or 10. It's just a broad spectrum of things, and how that these guys have got to continue to mature, gain experience, and understand what it is to play Wapahani Raider baseball and to play at the varsity level. So, I'm not sure exactly what to expect other than, like I said, I know that these guys are young, they're ready to play, they're hungry, and obviously, like I said, they have a brand new head coach here in Heath Dudley. He's been around the block a few times, and we're looking forward to what will hopefully be a winning night of Wapahani Raider baseball here on the WHS Network, so make sure to stay right here with us. We've got more coming your way here on our Raiders Live pregame show presented by Alfred Rods and Customs here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to our Raiders Live pregame show presented by Alfred Rods and Customs. Again, final comments here. Like I said, brand new season is now upon us. Brand new opportunities for all these guys, and we're excited and eager to get this party started here tonight. Again, we want to thank you guys here for tuning in. Again, make sure to stick around. We'll have tonight's starting lineups for both sides. Again, I'm the PA announcer, so I'll leave the mic on. And you guys enjoy tonight's broadcast, and we'll be back here on the WHS Network. At this time, let's meet tonight's teams. First for the visiting Richmond Red Devils. Leading off and playing second base, number 7, Weston Jones. Batting second and pitching, number 10, Xander Juday. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 3, Trey Pippinger. Batting cleanup and playing right field, number 19, Deshaun Harper. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 5, Aiden McWinney. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 11, Casey Blevins. Batting seventh and playing left field, number 8, Logan Belenga. Batting eighth and catching, number 6, Landon Werman. And batting ninth and playing center field, number 4, Darwin Warman. And again, the Red Devils are coached by Rob Maddox. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet your starting lineup for your Wapahani Raiders. Leading off and playing and catching, number 5, Quentin James. Batting second, the third base, number 14, Landon Weller. Batting third and pitching, number 15, Clay Eastep. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 11, Brant Longfellow. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 10, Kason Purdue. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 3, Camden Gibson. Batting seventh, the first base, number 18, Colton Lash. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 19, Nolan Martin. And batting ninth, the second base, number 4, Hayden James. And again, your Raiders are coached by his first year, Mr. Heath Dudley. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network, here on YouTube.com. Again, here with opening night 2024 here of the Wapahani Raider baseball season. Excited to get things underway here again. Obviously, a very exciting day coming up there tomorrow. It'll be quite the day that I don't think we'll ever forget, to be quite honest with you. The 2024 IHSA Class 2A Boys Basketball State Championship game. Again, you can watch that there on our IHSAA channel that you guys have been listening to us on and watching the early games of the state tournament there on as well. But again, we're excited to get at it here tonight, first and foremost, to get this season underway here for the boys baseball team, and hopefully we'll put our best foot forward right here, and hopefully can grab us a W against a Richmond team that this is their first game of the season here as well. So it's just a great night to be out here at the ballpark. Like I said, a beautiful setting, great crowd on hand, and really an ideal evening to start the season off. Now, Wapahani was supposed to play again tomorrow as well, but obviously that's canceled. And for good reason. So we're going to get this party started here tonight with the leadoff man, second baseman Weston Jones. So Weston Jones will step in here. Again, our umpires here this evening. In the field will be Jay Petty, and then behind home plate calling the balls and strikes is Joey Hall. So again, that is tonight's umpires. As Clay Eastep, again, reared and ready to go, and tonight's first pitch will be high for ball, 1-0 to start things off here on Weston Jones. Again, Eastep, a junior here for Wapahani. A pretty successful first 2 years, as that's going to be chopped here to the third base side foul. So an even count here of 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, I'm play-by-play broadcaster Brandon Morvillius. Again, alongside here with me this evening is my lovely wife, Kaylee. Again, doing the camera work here tonight. Redbeard is down in Indy with the boys basketball team. Again, we'll catch back up with him there tomorrow. So 2-1 the count here on Jones. The windup, here's the 2-1 pitch, and that's going to be high for ball 3. So a very favorable count here for Weston Jones. 3-1 the count. East step with a windup. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be high for ball 4. So a leadoff walk here to Jones. We'll put him down at first base, and Xander Jude at the plate. So Jude will step in here again, 1 on and nobody out to begin tonight's ball game. So that's going to head inside there for a ball, 1-0 to start things off. Again, after a 5-pitch walk to Jones, not exactly ideal way you want to start off the ball game, but pick off back to first. He is in there safely. So again, 1-0 the count. Trey Pippinger waiting on deck. The shortstop here for the Red Devils. The pitch here by Eastep will be in there for a called strike. So that will even things up here at 1-1. And Eastep will come to the set. Here's a 1-1 offering. That's going to be shot right out into center field, and that's going to be in there for a single to put runners at first and second with nobody out here in the top half of the first inning. So Trey Pippinger steps in. Again, the shortstop here for the Red Devils. 2 on and nobody out to start off tonight's opening night ball game. And like I said, a great crowd here on hand. Got a young team here for Wapahani. Might have maybe 2-3 seniors at the most. So pretty young group. Pippinger awaits. And the pitch here from E-Step, but we'll step off, and we're going to reset again here. It's going to count. Even here, haven't even thrown a pitch here to Pippinger yet. E-Step glances back a second on to home plate, and that's going to be inside there for a ball. Oh, they end up calling it a strike. All right. Well, we'll take that. So 0-1 the count here on Pippinger. E-Step once again will come to the set here. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to sail high for a ball. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's going to be shot down the right field line and out of play. So the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, 2 on and nobody out to start off this evening's ball game. E-Step takes a long look in there to Quentin James, gets what he likes. And he's going to throw on the third, and he's going to be gunned down there at third base. So not exactly the ideal time right there for a young man to run there to third, try to steal third base. So he ends up getting taken out right there for out number 1 after he was caught stealing. So now a very favorable position to be in right here. I mean, at least from Richmond's standpoint, you already have a man in scoring position right here. Nothing wrong with being aggressive, but maybe a little too aggressive to start off. But that's just my opinion. That doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Getting 1 on and now 1 out. Throw on to first. He'll be back in there safely. So Pippinger will step back in. Get an even count, 2-2. E-Step here with a 2-2 offering. And that's going to be out there in the center field. And Gibson, tell you what, that ball just kept on carrying. Gibson again was caught backpedaling right there. And no run will end up scoring on that. But a double right there to put runners here at second and third. And still only 1 out here in the inning. So again, Jude now moves to third, Pippinger at second, and Deshaun Harper now at the plate here for the Red Devils. So again, we have Harper here at the plate, Deshaun Harper, again the right fielder here for the Red Devils, second and third. And that will be right down Broadway there for a called strike, 0-1. So Jude at third base, Pippinger at second. Again, it really made that caught stealing moment there of Weston Jones that much more detrimental, because that would have already been a run home there for the Red Devils. Great thing there for Wapahani. So that's going to be low and outside there in the dirt. Nice job there by Quentin James to smother that one. So that's going to even things up here to ball and a strike. So called strike 2 there on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one fouled back and out of play. So again, the count remains at 1-2. E-Step once again taking a look in there to his catcher, Quentin James, there for the signs. He gets what he likes. And now the 1-2 pitch. That's going to sail high there for ball 2. And a brief little error right there, but luckily nothing will come of that. 2-2. Again with 2 on, 1 out. That's going to sail inside and high again. So a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here on Deshaun Harper, you got Aiden McWhinney waiting patiently on deck here for the Red Devils. As Clay E-Step again trying to wiggle out of some early trouble here in tonight's opening night matchup here between the Red Devils and your Raiders. Here's the payoff pitch. That fouled back again. And so we're going to redo it. Which will be pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Here to Harper. Payoff pitch once more. That's going to be outside for ball 4. So that's going to load the bases here. Harper will trot on down to first base. And that will bring up the first base, number 5, Aiden McWhinney. So E-Step again here in a laundry load list of problems right here. The bases are tanked. Ground ball here to the third baseman, Landon Weller. He steps on home plate right there, does Quentin James. And so a 5-2 putout right there for out number 2. We'll bring to the plate third baseman Casey Blevins. So again, Jude was out at the plate. He made the second out right there. Pippinger moves up to third. Harper at second. McWhinney at first base. After the force out there at home plate. The count here at 1-0. They're on the third baseman, Casey Blevins. Again, E-Step, as of right now, has made the pitches that he's needed to. Just needs to make the right one right here, and that's not going to happen. That's going to be into left field. 1 run will score on home, and 2 runs will score. And now they've got the base runner caught in between right there, and that's going to tag him out there at in between second and third base for the final out of the inning. But again, 2 runs come on home to score here in the top half of the first inning. It is Richmond 2, Wapahani 0. Make sure to stick around here with us. We'll have the bottom half of the first inning coming up right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here to the Joe's Barbecue and More inning break. So we head here to the bottom half of the first inning. We're going to have the leadoff man, number 5, Quentin James, leading things off here for Wapahani, followed by Landon Weller and Clay Estep. All right, folks, so again, sorry, I have to take care of my PA announcing duties here as well, as he will pop out there to the catcher, does Quentin James. And so now that's going to bring up to the plate here Landon Weller. So Weller will foul this one off here, 0-1 the count here on Weller. So again, they had the pop out there of James to the first baseman there for the first out of the inning to start off the ball game, as that one's going to be outside there for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Landon Weller. And Xander Jude here, the man on the mound here for Richmond. Getting toe in the rubber. So now the count here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's going to be lined there in the center field. The center fielder gets over there and will make the catch for out number 2 here in the inning. And that's going to bring up Clay Estep. So catches the outside corner there. 0-1 the count here on Clay Estep. And we have Brant Longfellow waiting on deck. And that's going to be laced there in the left center field. That's going to get down there for a hit. Some nice piece of hitting there by Clay Estep. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, number 11, Brent Longfellow. So we'll have a courtesy runner now down at first base. Again, after the base hit there from Estep. So again, I didn't quite get who that is down there at first base. And a pick off, and he will be back in there safely. Pitch here from Jade will skip in the dirt and behind or over the catcher's head and then behind there in the backstop. So that's going to move the base runner up 90 feet right there with a 1-0 count here on Brant. So you got a base runner out there in scoring position, does Wapahani. Obviously, we've already got our first hit. So great opportunity here for Longfellow. 1 on, 2 out. Got a decent lead out there at second base, and then Jade will step off the mound and regroup. Gather himself right here. And Longfellow here with a 1-ball, no strike count on him. And a pitch. That's going to sail wide for ball 2. Got Kaysen Perdue to follow. And then Camden Gibson. If we can potentially get that far, if not even further here in this inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. And that's going to be in there for a called strike. So 2-1. The pitch here from Jade. That's going to sail high and outside for ball 3. So the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. And a runner out there at second base with 2 out here in the inning. Great opportunity here to cash in. And that's going to be skipped in the dirt again for ball 4. It's going to get by the catcher. So a wild pitch advances the runner here to third base. And now we'll have Kaysen Perdue at the plate. So Perdue will step in. Get runners on the corners. 2 away here in the inning. The pitch from Jade shows bunt, gets the bat back, and that's going to be inside there for ball 1-0. Again, following Perdue will be Camden Gibson and Colton Lash. Like I said, if we get that far, which hopefully we do here in this bottom half of the first inning. 1-0 offering. Ground ball there to the shortstop. Throw on down to first, and that's going to do it. Here for the bottom half of the second inning, or first inning rather. So Wapahani gets a couple of base runners here, but unfortunately nothing to show for as they get no runs on 1 hit, also no errors, and 2 left on. We head to the bottom, or the top half of the second inning, 2-0 Richmond here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here to our Joe's Barbecue and More inning break here. So we start off the second inning here again from beautiful Raider Field. We've got the left fielder, number 8, Logan Belanga, here at the plate, and he'll easily wear one. And so he will make his way down to first base after the hit by pitch. And now we're going to have the catcher, number 6, Landon Warman, at the plate. So Warman will step in here already with a man on after the hit by pitch there, Belanga, as he's back in there safely at first after the pickoff move there from Clay Estep. Again, 2 runs came on home to score there in the top half of the inning. There for Richmond, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. And so they're looking to play add-on right here. Obviously, Wapahani looking to limit the damage right here and keep it where it's at, and hopefully get the sticks going here in the bottom half of the second inning and put some runs up on the board. So 1-0 the count here on Warman. And the pitch, that's going to sail high there for ball 2. Following him, we'll have the center fielder, Darwin Roman. And then right back to the top of the order in Weston Jones there for the Red Devils. And we're going to have a brief pause in the action right here. We'll have pitching coach come on out here, have a little chat here with Clay. And so during this time, we would like to go ahead and thank some of our sponsors here this evening. Big thanks here to Taylor Architects, Inc. They're a full-service, client-focused architecture firm that provides personal service to you and their clients in the development of high-quality facilities for a variety of building types. This broad range of projects include commercial, institutional, governmental, educational, recreational, transportation, residential, and public housing, all for both public and private clients. Taylor Architects, Inc. also provides legal expert and witness services regarding building code and ADA law compliance. Founded by President and Principal Architect Bob Taylor and business partner Bruce Everts, Taylor Architects, Inc. is located at 804 West White River Boulevard there in Muncie, Indiana. Make sure to check them out and give them a holler there, 765-288-3615. So again, that is 765-288-3615. Again, big thanks there to Taylor Architects, Inc., a proud sponsor here of the WHS Network. So again, after the mound visit here, Estep, again, throwing a ball inside. So currently 3-0 the count here on Warman. He's got to stay relaxed right here. First game of the year. You know, not everything is going to be ironed out right here. Nobody's looking to be perfect. You know, it's everything's always a work in progress. And no matter, how great or how bad things are sometimes, you got to just stay even keel a little bit here. Even-minded and not get too high and not get too low. And that's in there for a called strike. So a big pitch there from Estep. See if he can find his way all the way back right here. Again, the leadoff batter there, Belanga, was hit by a pitch. That's the reason why he's down at first base. A 3-1 count with Darwin Roman waiting on deck. That's a center fielder here for the Red Devils. Again, all of you that's watching here this evening, we want to thank you guys for tuning in here from beautiful Raider Field here on this sunny and absolutely beautiful evening. I mean, you really can't get much better or much more perfect weather than what this is here tonight. So this count remains here 3-1. Estep again glances over at first. And the 3-1 offering will be swung on and missed. 3-2 the count. So he's majority of the way back here in this count now. Might as well just go ahead and finish him off right here for your Estep. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Estep will come to the set. And the payoff pitch, that's going to fall inside there for ball 4. And so a hit by pitch and now a walk to start off this top of the second inning. And that's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, center fielder Darwin Roman. All right, so Darwin Roman now at the plate. We do have a courtesy runner here for Richmond. So we're 13, Jay Burdett. So he's down at first base, and that's going to be a fly ball, shallow center field, and Gibson there with a diving catch. Oh, that was a thing of beauty. Heck yes. So nicely done right there. Camden Gibson there with a diving catch there for out number 1 here in the inning, and that's going to bring up to the plate the leadoff man, Weston Jones. So Jones again stepping in here. Second plate appearance here of the evening. Drew a walk to lead off the ball game. And that's going to hit Jones right there, so he's going to now make his way down to first base. So now the bases are tanked. Malanga at third. The courtesy runner, number 13, down at second. And Jones down at first. So, again, obviously nowhere to put him right here. Clay is, again, just got to throw strikes. Got to attack the zone a little bit better, work your way down. A lot of his pitches have been up and out of the zone. So hopefully we can get things figured out. Like I said, not expecting anybody to be perfect. There's nobody perfect on this earth, but especially like I said, first game of the season, things are going to happen. These guys have only been practicing for a week and a half, something like that. Week and a half, 2 weeks. So not a lot of practice time. So it's it's just like I said, it's just going to be a work in progress. Got to keep chipping away and getting better every day. Fouled off down the right side and out of play, so nothing into the count here on Xander Jude. Got Trey Pippinger to follow, and then Deshaun Harper if we get that far. Hopefully we don't. Be nice to roll up a double play right here and get out of the inning, I know that. And that's going to be low. Nice job there by Quentin James. Again, getting in front of the pitch right there, knocking that one down, keeping a ball in front. So we're going to redo it. Again, now 1 ball and 2 strikes. He step again, taking a long look in there. Finally sees what he likes right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That's going to sail high for ball 2. That one also will sail high and just a touch inside. So a full count now. Again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is the second batter here in the inning that's worked a full count. Again, nowhere to put him. Got to find a way to get it out right here. Doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it. The payoff pitch from Estep. And that's going to miss low for ball 4. So that's going to walk in a run. Jude there will be credited with the RBI. Malanga scores, and that's going to bring up Trey Pippinger. So again, number 13, Burdett. He's down at third base. Jones at second. Jude at first base. It's a 1-0 count here on Pippinger. And he singled, scored a run there in the, doubled, and then scored a run there in the first inning. And that's a lace down the third baseline foul. So an even count here of 1 ball and 1 strike. Big at bat right here for Estep. That pitch falls low and away there for ball 2. Again, you want to limit the damage as much as possible, but unfortunately, again, for him here in the inning, he's kind of worked himself into this mess. He's got, 2 walks, also 2 hits, Batman here in the inning as well. Deep fly ball down the left field line. That's going to get foul and out of play. So an even count here of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the third baseman, Landon Weller, playing in on the infield grass. Much the same there for the first baseman, Colton Lash. The pitch, chopped here to the shortstop. Throws on to second, down to first. It won't be in time. But a 6-4 fielder's choice right there for out number 2. We'll put runners now on the corners with 2 away. Again, a run does come on home to score. That was number 19, Deshaun Harper, will step in at the plate here for the Red Devils. Pick off back there at first base, and will be in there safely. So 0-1 the count here to Harper. And Harper here on the day drew a walk and scored a run. That's going to get through the left side of the infield, as that's going to be in there for another run. So 3 runs have come on home to score here for Richmond here in the top half of the second inning. You got a base hit there from Harper. Weston Jones scores. And looks like we might be making a change. Here is head coach Heath Dudley now on here for Wapahani. Yes, a pitching change is coming up here for the Raiders, as Clay Estep's day is now over with again. So make sure to stick around here with us. We'll have more here in the second inning. Again, 2 on, 2 out, 5-0 is the score here in the second. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Austin Rich with Next Home Elite Real Estate. Our company's mantra has been and will always be humans over houses. For the last several years, we have been able to help people follow our mission statement, which is enriching lives by helping people find their next home. Next Home Elite Real Estate has premier real estate agents ready to assist you with commercial properties, new construction, residential homes, or investment properties, no matter if you are looking to purchase or to sell. We are skilled negotiators, tenacious marketers, and fearless advocates for our clients. We want them to feel the passion we have for what we do and the professionalism we exemplify while we do it. Our clients depend on us to have grit and determination when we represent them. We roll up our sleeves and get to work. Every interaction, every time.
All right, folks, welcome back here again. The pitching chains. We have Kyle Anderson now on here for Wapahani, coming on in relief of Clay Estep. So nothing in, won the count. Here on the first base, number 5, Aiden McWhinney. And a tough outing there for Clay. Again, he now moves over to first base. So again, I believe that that Colton Lash, I'm not sure if he stayed in the game or not. So we'll kind of wait and see on that, if that did end up happening or not. That one's fouled off again here now. Nothing and to the count here on McWhinney. And the main thing already, just throwing strikes, getting ahead. So important, from a pitching aspect. You hear guys talk about that in college and even major leagues. It's so important to get ahead of the hitters. You start working from behind. It could end up being a very short day for most pitchers, if you're just constantly working from behind all the time. And so, again, as I mentioned earlier, this is first game of the season. I wouldn't really put any kind of stock into anything that really, goes on throughout the course of this ball game. I mean, obviously, yes, you want to come out here and win. There's still a lot of game to be played here. But, from Clay's standpoint, it's unfortunate. As of right now, he's given up 5 runs. It is what it is, but, you've got to find ways to get better. I think there's also, some things you got to look at that, some good things you did, because you don't want to think, gosh, I gave up 5 runs so far and I stunk today. That's not the mindset you want to have at all. Look at the things you did right. Then just go over the things, you might not have done as well, and just work on things. You just got to find ways to get better. So Kyle Anderson comes in and slams the door shut here on the inning, gets a strikeout there of McWhinney, and that's going to do it here for the top half of the second inning. 3 runs come on home to score as Richmond leads at 5-0 here at after 1.5. We'll step aside and we'll be back here with the bottom half of the second inning. You're on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. Bottom half the second inning, as we've got the center fielder, number 3, Camden Gibson, to lead things off here for your Raiders. As he will see that one sail wide there for a count of 1-0. Again, 3 runs come on home to score there, not top the second inning there for Richmond. So Wapahani in a 5-0 bind. As we start off the bottom half of the second, called a strike right there, even things up here at 1-1. Following Camden Gibson here in the bottom half of the second inning, we've got Kyle Anderson. So again, he is hitting there for Colton now. Ground ball here to the shortstop. Throw on the first will not be in time. Gibson showing off them wheels. And he sure has a heck of a pair of wheels right there. Quite the threat here on the base pass. And that's going to be an infield single here for Camden. So he's down at first, and now Kyle Anderson at the plate. Now batting so again, Anderson here at the plate. So important right here. Obviously, you got the leadoff man on. But, from Kyle's standpoint, now, he has an opportunity here to help himself. He started off on the bench. Now he's on the mound. And a great opportunity to, obviously now, you have a man in scoring position there after the wild pitch. So that will move him up to second base, does Camden Gibson. But extremely important right here. Kyle, great opportunity, man in scoring position. Find a way to get him home, or at least to move him up an extra base. So 1-0 the count here on Kyle Anderson. Okay, so I guess Camden Gibson's now at third base. I wasn't even paying attention. I was writing something down when it happened. So we'll just say that he stole third. We'll go with that. So 2-0 the count. And you have Nolan Martin to follow. That's going to be in there for a called strike. So the count here at 2 balls, 1 strike here on Anderson. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. So you can kind of see there on your screen, Anderson choking up there on the bat, 2-strike approach. Camden Gibson at third. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be lined right there to the shortstop for out number 1 here in the inning. So that's going to bring up Nolan Martin to the plate. So again, Martin will step in. Again, still a great opportunity here for the Raiders. If you can find a way, again, just put ball in place somewhere. Hopefully we can get the run on home. That was really a strong hit there from Anderson, but unfortunately it was just right to the shortstop, Pippinger, right there. So 1-0 the count here on Martin. And Gibson at third, 1 away here in the inning. Wapahani with 2 hits on the evening so far. In there for a called strike. So 1-1 the count. We've got Hayden James waiting on deck here for Wapahani. The 1-1 offering. In there for a called strike 2. And that's going to be laced there in the right field, and that's going to get it done right there. Nice piece of hitting there by Nolan Martin. That will get the Raiders on the board here for the first time this evening. So 5-1 right there. Now as Hayden James will step in at home plate here for your Raiders. So again, James steps in, one on. Still only one out here in the inning. And the RBI single there from Nolan Martin gets Wapahani on the board for the first time this evening. Hopefully the first of many here tonight for Wapahani. And there for a called strike, nothing in, one the count. Again, following Hayden James, we'll be right back to the top of the order there in Quentin James, catcher here for your Raiders. Then Landon Weller. So if Hayden can find a way to get on, Raiders might be able to start get something cooking right here. Martin back in there safely at first. And nothing in, one the count. One on, one out. Number 9 hitter in the order here for Wapahani. Here's the pitch. That's going to be outside. Throw down to first. Will not be in time, clearly. So 1-1, Jude. Glancing over there at first. We'll come to the set. And the 1-1 offering will be swung on right there. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw on the second, down to first, and he will be in there safely. Hayden James dives in there at first base. So it gets dirty right there. 6-4 put away for out number 2. And Quentin James now at the plate. So again, it's still a man down there at first base. It's Hayden James at first, Quentin James at the plate. And Quentin there in his first at bat here this evening, there in the top or bottom half of the first. Popped it up there to the first baseman on the very first pitch. So looking to have some better fortunes this time around. And hopefully keep this inning a-rolling here for Wapahani. Again, one run's already come on home to score. Looking to play add-on right here. Deep fly ball, left center fielder. Center fielder heads back and will make the catch near the warning track in left center field for the third and final out of the inning. But Wapahani does play a run here in the bottom half of the second. Again, it's now 5-1. Again, make sure to stay right here with us. Again, as Wapahani heads back onto the field here for the top half of the third. 5-1 Richmond. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
All right, welcome back again here, baseball fans. 5-1's your score here at the end of 2 innings. We head to the top of the third now. Kyle Anderson getting back on the mound here in relief here for Wapahani. And the third baseman, number 11, Casey Blevins here at the plate. And he's going to swing and miss on that one inside corner there in the low part of the zone there from Anderson. Really nice pitch, and Blevins went after that one, so 0-1 the count. Again, following him will be Logan Belenga. And then Landon Warman. So 1-1 the count. There's a 1-1 pitch. Inside corner. Dots that one there for a strike. So 1-2 the count. Again, continuing to go after hitters, so important. A good start here to the at-bat here for Anderson. Here's the 1-2. Low and inside there in the dirt. Skips on by there for now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Blevins, Belenga, and Warman due up here in the top half of the third inning for the Red Devils. And so far, 5 runs on 4 hits. No errors so far for the Red Devils, along with 3 left on. That's going to miss just low. And so that's going to run the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the third baseman, Landon Weller, playing just about a step or 2 behind third base bag. And probably right around 7 feet off the baseline. Line shot there to the shortstop. Looked like Brent might have caught that in the air, but went out and threw it down to first anyway there for a 6-3 put away there for out number 1. And so that will now bring up to the plate the left fielder Logan Belenga. Anderson here with a pitch. And just low there for a ball, 1-0. Belenga so far here on the night. Well, his lone plate appearance, he was hit by a pitch there in the second inning and then later on scored a run. Chopped here to the third baseman. Weller is not going to get him right there. That's a tough play. More than likely that was going to be a hit anyway. So Belenga down at first base after a infield single. And now the catcher, number 6, Landon Warman at the plate. So 1 on, 1 out now for the Red Devils. The pitch from Anderson in there for a called strike, 0-1. Shows bunt and then bunts it down the third baseline, foul. So 0-2 the count already here on Warman. Following him will be the center fielder Darwin Roman. Pick off back in there safely as Belenga. One ball and 2 strikes. Obviously, we're trying to get back into the baseball, softball kind of broadcast. We're used to that big-time action like we get with basketball and even with volleyball, so a lot of downtime and dead air time in between pitches and so on and so forth. But 2 outs now in the inning. That's going to bring up Darwin Roman. So again, the strikeout there of Warman for out number 2 here in the inning. 0-1 now on Roman. So again, he's got ahead of all of his hitters so far, has Anderson. Catches the inside corner. So quickly 0-2. Jam shot down the right field line, foul. So we're going to redo things here again at 0-2. Again, 2 out, 1 on. Anderson looking for a clean inning of work right here to get his teammates back in here to hopefully even things up here in the bottom half of the inning. 0-2 offering, low. Great job once again there by Quentin James, keeping that pitch in front. So now the count here at 1-2. And Anderson having a little bit of a tough time keeping the hat on. Got a full head of hair, that young man does. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that's going to do it here for the top half of the 3rd inning. So again, they do get a base runner. Nothing to show for as Richmond leads at 5-1 here at the end of 2.5. Make sure to stay around right here with us. Bottom half of the inning here for Wapahani. 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Landon Weller, Clay Eastep, Brant Longfellow due up. We'll be back with more here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Being a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
All right, folks, welcome back here. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, again here from beautiful Raider Field. We'll lead things off here with the 3rd baseman, number 14, Landon Weller. As he will see that one in there for a called strike. 0-1. Again, Landon lined out to the center fielder back in the 1st inning. So 0-1 so far tonight, but he's looking to change things with one swing of the bat. A roller down to 3rd base. On to 1st. Will just get him right there. The first baseman kept the foot on the bag, and so that's going to get Weller there at first. 5-3 put away for out number 1. So Clay Eastep will now step in here for his second plate appearance here of the night. As that one's going to fall low for ball 1-0. Again, a lot going on here. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm doing the PA announcing, doing the music, as that one's going to be fouled off down the third baseline. But again, announcing, all the music, walk-up songs, the music in between innings, also keeping a scorebook for both teams, and all the graphics on the screen, commercials, my audio. So I'm doing, 6, 7, 8 things. And so I'm trying to make sure to get everything, right and in the correct manner. But if it's not perfect here tonight, well, that's the reason why. But I know one thing, my lovely wife over here has done a fantastic job here with the camera work tonight. So an even count here now of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Getting tough to replace Redbeard, but I think she's done a pretty darn good job here tonight. And that's going to fall low and away now for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count here on Clay Eastep. Following him will be Brant Longfellow. The pitch. That's well outside for ball 4. And Eastep will make his way on down to first. So the shortstop, number 11, Brent Longfellow, now steps in. Man on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, as that's going to be just outside there for ball 1-0. Again, Brant drew a walk there in the 1st inning, a 5-pitch walk, and was left stranded out there. So Wapahani again looking to put a crooked number up on the board here in this bottom half of the 3rd inning. Again, after scoring a run there in the bottom half of the 2nd. You got to start somewhere. Again, you don't necessarily expect to get all of them back at once. You're only down by 4 runs right here, so very manageable. But you've got to chip away at the lead, no doubt about that. Ground ball right up the middle. The shortstop collects on the first, and that's going to do it. So a 6 unassisted to 3 put away for the double play to end this bottom half, the 3rd inning. We'll head here to the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 5-1 Richmond here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
All right, welcome back here, Raider Country. Again, a 5-1 Richmond lead here as we head to the top of the 4th inning. We're going to lead things off here with the leadoff man, the second baseman, number 7, Weston Jones. So far, 2 plate appearances, as that's going to be a ground ball here to the third baseman. Landon Weller collects those on the first. And so 1 pitch, 1 out. Down goes Jones here for the first time here this evening for the 5-3 put away. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Xander Jude. So Anderson attacking the zone early here in this one as well. 0-1 the count here on Xander Jude. Again, Jones, though, as I was mentioning, had 2 plate appearances, drew a walk, was hit by a pitch, scored a run before that ground out there to Landon Weller. So 1-1 the count here to Jude. He's been on base 2 times as well so far. Single there in the first inning. Also was drew a walk there in the second and was able to collect an RBI, as that's a ground ball through the right side of the infield. So Jude is having a great day from the plate and on the mound. So a 1-out base hit there from Jude will bring up Trey Pippinger. So Pippinger will step in. He is 1 for 2 here on the evening. Doubled, also scored a run there in the top half of the first inning. And then in the second, grounded into a fielder's choice. So 1 for 2 so far. Pitch from Anderson skies that one back and out of play. So 0-1 the count here on Pippinger. Again, 6 hits so far here on the evening for Richmond. 5 runs on 6 hits. Wapahani with 1 run here on 3 hits. Neither team's made an error. Down the first base line and foul. So now 0-2 the count. You got a great position to be in right here if you're Kyle Anderson. Now again, you just got to find a way to put him away here. And Jude runs well. He's down at first. Anderson looks in there to his catcher, Quentin James. Getting Clay Eastep holding the runner over at first base. So here's the pitch. That's going to sail high. The third down to first will not be in time. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we hope you guys tune in there tomorrow. Again, if you guys can't make it down to Gamebridge Fieldhouse, your Wapahani Raider boys basketball team, they're in the 2A state championship game against Brownstown Central. 12:45 start time. You can catch us there on our IHSAA channel. Again, we'll make sure and give you all that information here in just a little while at the conclusion of tonight's ball game. So now again here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pippinger doing everything he can to lengthen this bat a little bit more and find his way on base. Obviously, Anderson has other ideas, hopefully. Anderson will come to the set. Left-hander rifles it right on home, and that's going to get to the side there of Quentin James. Again, ricocheted off of his shin guard or something right there. So that will advance Jude up to second base. Now, full count here on Pippinger again after being down 0-2. Here's a payoff pitch. It's going to be high for ball 4. So after starting off on the right note here in the at-bat, Pippinger was able to work a walk. So now 2 on and only 1 out. That's going to bring up to Sean Harper. So Harper steps in here again with a good opportunity right here with runners at first and second, still only one away. James will keep that ball in front. 1-0 the count. We'll start things off. Again, one thing you don't want to start doing right here if you're Anderson, you don't want to start steering away from what you do. You look at the last couple innings here, really done a good job of attacking the strike zone. You don't want to start getting a little complacent right here and trying to dance around the strike zone and end up putting them in a good position to score more runs. So good pitch right there from Anderson. And once again, attacking the strike zone right here. And now we have an even count here of 1-1. Just got to go at them right here. Give them your best shot, and they'll probably do much the same there as well. Just outside there for ball 2. Genji Day at second, Pippinger at first, both above average speed. Here's a 2-1. Down to the first baseman, E-step on to second, now to first. Nothing's there, so a 5-6 fielder's choice put away. We'll now have runners on the corners. It was a good job there from E-step, making a nice play down there at first base. That's going to bring up Aiden McWhinney. Swung on and missed. 0-1 here to Aiden McWhinney. So again, Jude at third base. Harper at first. 2 out. That will miss high and inside there for ball 1. Casey Blevins on deck. Hopefully we can keep him right there, at least for this inning. And obviously you can kind of tell the suns went down. And it's a little bit darker out here. Obviously on your screen it might look a little bit darker than what it actually is. But still a very beautiful evening here at the ballpark. James unable to keep that necessarily in front, and they're going to end up scoring a run out of it. Again, it didn't get too far away, but definitely far enough, and that advances both runners right there and tacks another one up on the board. So again, Harper now moves up to second. Count as 2 balls and 1 strike here on McWhinney. Anderson still, though, with good opportunity to find his way out of the inning right here. You only have 1 more out to get, and that's going to hit him. So McWhinney will find his way to first. Got Harper at second, and now the third baseman, Casey Blevins, steps in. Ground ball here to the third base side. That's going to get foul. So 0-1 the count here on Blevins. Again, so far 1 for 2 here on the evening. Had a 2 RBI single back in the first inning. And then grounded out to the shortstop back in the third. That's going to fall low there for a ball. Even count here of 1-1. Anderson will come to the set. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike two. Great location on that pitch there from Anderson. Here's a pitch. Skied into shallow right field. And Martin will get over there and will make the catch for the third and final out here in the inning. But again, Richmond does put another run up on the board here in top half the fourth as they get one run here on a hit. Also no errors and two left on. We head now to the bottom half of the fourth. Richmond 6, Wapahani 1. You're on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here. Again, we want to thank you all for tuning in. 6-1, Richmond leads it here as we enter the bottom half of the fourth inning with the left fielder, number 10, Kaysen Perdue, at the plate. Again, Kaysen so far 0 for 1 here on the evening. Grounded out to the shortstop there in the in the first inning. So nothing, or 0-1 so far there for Perdue. Count here, 1 ball and 1 strike. Today will get his signs and the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be in there for a called strike there on the upper part of the strike zone right there. 1-2. Camden Gibson to follow, as well as Kyle Anderson after him. Perdue there, good job there of holding on that one, as that pitch sailed a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch in there for called strike 3 for out number 1 here in the inning. So Camden steps in here, 1 for 1 here on the evening. Singled there in the second inning, and then also advanced to second on a wild pitch, and then stole third base. And there for called strike 2. Camden obviously with the wheel, so if he can find his way on base, he's definitely off to the races after that. And a brief stoppage right here. Richmond's got somebody down in the bullpen. They need someone obviously also down there, just basically in case of, if ball gets by or whatever, just to protect the pitchers, but also make sure that the ball doesn't somehow get in play. Ground ball down to third base. And that's going to throw him out down there at first. So 5-3 put away here for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Kyle Anderson. So Kyle Anderson will step in. 0 for 1 here on the evening. Hard line out there to the shortstop back in the second inning. And Wapahani with 3 hits here on the night so far. 6 hits for Richmond. So Wapahani's got some catching up to do. Obviously the runs kind of speak for themselves here. But again, we've got a little bit of time right here, but we've got to start being able to find that consistency here on the offensive side of the baseball. Got to find ways to get guys on base and get them in, get them on, get them over, and get them in. The old mantra of the game of baseball. So 2-1 the count. That's going to be ball 3. And just misses right here. So Anderson will step back in her batter's box. 3 balls and 1 strike. And a pitch. Swung on and missed strike 2. It's a good old healthy hack right there from Anderson. And a little pop up there to the shortstop, and that will do it here for the bottom half, the 4th inning. The Raiders go quietly as the Raiders get no runs here on no hits, as well as no errors, and nobody left on. We will head now to the top of the 5th inning. Again, it is Richmond 6, Wapahani 1, here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All righty, folks, welcome back here. Top of the 5th inning, getting here from beautiful Raider Field. A 6-1 lead here for Richmond. Nice diving stop there by Brant Longfellow, but unfortunately popped in and out of the glove and quickly reaches base. There is Logan Belenga. So he is down at first with a leadoff single. Now Landon Warman at the plate. So in there for a called strike here on the catcher, number 6, Landon Warman. He is 0 for 1 so far here this evening. He walked and scored a run there in the second inning, then struck out swinging in the third. So quickly in the hole here at 0-2. And following him, the center fielder Darwin Roman. And then right back to the top of the order. Be nice to roll up a twin killing right here for double play. Okay, we'll take the strikeout instead to throw down the first. will not be in time. He just got underneath the tag. So 1 out now in the inning after the strikeout there of Warman. And that will bring up the center fielder, number 4, Darwin Roman. So Darwin Roman will step in. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Flew out to the center fielder back in the second inning. And then struck out swinging in the third. Got Belanga down at first after a leadoff single. And he will foul that one off. Belanga had that second base stolen right there. So that worked out actually a lot better there for Wapahani that he swung at that pitch. So 1 ball and 1 strike, the count here on Roman. Again, Weston Jones to follow, the leadoff man here for the Red Devils. Anderson will come to the set. And the 1-1 pitch. Skied up to the right side of the infield, and that will be foul and out of play. Great hustle there by Clay Estep. But about, I'd say probably a good 15 feet out of his reach. So now this is the count here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Anderson again looking for another out right here. The pitch falls low. That was a good pitch right there from Anderson. Great job there by James to keep the ball in front. So once again, this time now an even count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Middle infield there in double play depth. Swung on and missed strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts. Very important here for Kyle Anderson. 2 down here in the inning with a man on, and that's right back to the top of the order here in Weston Jones. So Jones will step in here. He is 0 for 1 here on the evening as he will see that one in there for a called strike. Jones walked in the first inning. And then was caught stealing off of second when he was trying to advance to third. And then in the second inning, he was hit by a pitch and then scored a run. And then in the fourth, well, he grounded out to the third baseman. Ground ball here to the shortstop. Longfellow on the second. 5-4 put away. The short route right there. We'll get it done here for the third and final out here in the top half of the 5th inning. So a leadoff base hit there from Belanga. Nothing really to show for it there after the 6-5 or 6-4 put away. As the Red Devils get no runs here on a hit, also no errors, and 1 left on. We will head now to the bottom half of the 5th. It is Richmond 6, Wapahani 1, here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back here. Bottom half of the fifth inning. Get here from beautiful Raider Field. A 6-1 Richmond lead here as we head to the home half of the fifth. Wapahani with some work to do right here, down 6-1. We're going to lead things off here with a Raider right fielder, number 19, Nolan Martin. So nothing, and won the count again. Martin drove in the single or the lone run so far here for Wapahani. Back there in the second inning, had a RBI single that scored Camden Gibson. So 1-1 the count here on Nolan. Following him will be Hayden James. And then back to the top of the order. And after that, so 1 ball and 1 strike today with a pitch. Chopped here to third base side, foul. So a very favorable pitcher's count right here at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, from Martin's standpoint, the main thing is choke up on the bat and find a way to put ball in play. Fight. Be a fighter up there at the plate and not give in. That's going to sail high there for ball 2. One-two pitch. Just a touch low. So full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And ground ball here to the right side of the infield. Second baseman collects on the first for out number 1 there the inning. 4-3 put away. And that will bring up number 4, Hayden James. So Hayden James steps in. Chop down the third base line. That will be foul. 0-1 to start things off. There's a pitch from Jade. Just misses that inside corner. Went out and around the plates. So an even count here, 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's going to be laced right back up the middle. Fine piece of hitting there by Hayden James. And that will get the Raiders a base runner here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So again, Quentin James here at the plate for Wapahani. Hayden down at first. After a 1-out single. Getting right back to the top of the order right here. And really a great position to be in right here if you're Wapahani. Now you got a man on base. Let's see if this top part of the offense can get the juices flowing here, so to speak, and hopefully tack on some runs right here. Start, like I said, chipping away at this lead. You're down 6-1. Not, by any means, you're nowhere near out of it. But, we can't wait essentially to the last minute right here and start making some decisions here on offense. So 0-1 the count. That's going to be low. Outside there for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Quentin. Down the third base line. That's going to be foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Quentin. Pick off back to first. Hayden easily back in there. One and two the count. Jade glances over at first. He will come to the set. And now the 1-2. And that is called strike three, looking for out number two. That's a tough one right there. But now we've got Landon Weller here at the plate here for Wapahani. So Landon steps in, 2 out, 1 on. Again, obviously needing to get the offense going here. Just got to find a way to put ball in play. Try to make something happen because, again, can't afford to leave the bat on your shoulders. Or, even if, draw a walk, just make sure that we're taking positive steps here in the right direction to what will hopefully get this offense going here. The pitch to Weller. That's going to be in there for a called strike. So an even count here of 1 ball and 1 strike. And a pitch. Ground ball here to the shortstop. Throws on to second base, and that's going to do it here for this bottom half of the 5th inning. So again, Wapahani, they get a base runner, but nothing to show for here. No runs on 1 hit. Also no errors and 1 runner left on base. We will now head to the top, the 6th. Richmond 6, Wapahani 1. Getting right here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
All right, folks, welcome back here. Top the 6th inning. Apologize for getting back on here about 10-15 seconds after the fact. But nonetheless, we do have a new pitcher here for Wapahani, and that is Kaysen Purdue. So now he is towing the rubber here for Wapahani here in this 6th inning. So 2-1 the count. The pitch. That's going to be low. Okay, so actually, I must have messed up somewhere. It's actually 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now it's going to be 3-2. Pop up, right side. Right fielder Martin is there and will make the catch for the first out here in the inning. And so that's going to bring up Trey Pittenger to the plate. So Pittenger here at the plate. Here's the pitch. That's going to fall low. So an even count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice looking pitch there from Purdue. So the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Getting 1 out, nobody on here in the top half the 6th. Purdue gets signs and a pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. The throw down to first. And that's going to do it there for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. It's going to bring up the right fielder, number 19, Deshaun Harper. So Harper will step in for Richmond. 0-1 the count as that one's fouled back and out of play. Harper 1 for 2 here on the night. Also a walk and a run scored and an RBI. That's going to be in there for a called strike. I thought originally that might have been a little low. But works out in the favor here of Wapahani this time around. So now 1-2, and the dirt right there. Purdue gets signs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High and outside for ball 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And got him swinging there for strike 3, the throw down to first. And that will do it here in the top half of the 6th. Case and Purdue comes in there and has a very nice, clean inning of work here in this top half of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. Pair of strikeouts there for Purdue, and that's going to do it here in the 6th. We'll head back here with the bottom half of the 6th with Richmond up 6-1. We'll be back with more right after these messages from the IHSAA.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have two choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
All right, welcome back in here, Raider fans. Again, bottom half of the 6th inning is the first baseman, Clay Eastap, will step in. Again, we do have a new pitcher on the mound, and that is number 1, Corey Day. Again, coming on in relief there is Xander Jude. His day is over with. Had a great outing there, 5 strong innings there from the young man. So, again, hopefully that will help Wapahani out here, hopefully, as that's going to be a shot there in the left center field, and that's going to be caught. So, 1 out here in the inning, fly out there to the center fielder, and that's going to bring up Brant Longfellow. That's going to be laced there into left field. And I got so many things going on, I barely got back in time to be able to say that. So that was quick. And now we've got Kaysen Perdue stepping in at home plate here for Wapahani. So Perdue steps in after the base hit there from Brant Longfellow. And that's going to catch the outside corner, 0-1. So Perdue 0 for 2 so far tonight. Grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning, then struck out looking back in the fourth. Inside there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Get a man on and 1 away here in the home half, the 6th. Camden Gibson following Kaysen, and then Kyle Anderson after that. Popped up. Foul ground on the third base side, and that's going to be out of play. So that will now even the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And down the third base line, fair ball. So that's going to fall in there. 6th hit now of the day here for Wapahani. That's going to bring up Camden Gibson now for the Raiders. All right, so we have a courtesy runner now down at first base. That is number 17, Kendon Hill. Again, Brant Longfellow out at second base. So 1-0 the count. Going to hear it on Gibson. Guys with pretty good speed out there at first and second base. Here's the pitch from Day. That's going to be low there for ball 2. So again, we've got to make good of these guys out here on base right now. In there for a called strike. So the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Tell you what, right here, they got third baseman playing back a little bit, about a step or 2 off third base bag. I wouldn't have minded seeing Camden drop a bunt down the third base line right there. Catch him off guard with his speed. He can motor down there quick, fast, and in a hurry. Nonetheless, probably won't do that now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Day will get his signs and a 2-2 pitch. That's going to be fouled off, out of play. So we're going to redo it here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We have number 16. That is Ethan Bragg on deck. Popped up again, foul ground, and out of play. Two-two pitch. Nice job of holding up there by Camden. So full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, 2 on and 1 out. We can always use more base runners here. And that's going to be ball 4 low and dirt. So a great at-bat right there from Camden. That's going to load the bases now for Ethan Bragg. Okay, so again, after the mound visit here, again, we'll have Ethan Bragg now stepping in at home plate here for Wapahani. Again, the bases are tanked. His best opportunity Wapahani's had all day to really put some runs up on the board here potentially. So we'll see what good will come of this. Hopefully a lot of good things, because the Raiders are in desperate need of some runs. That one's going to fall outside there for a ball, 1-0 the count. After Ethan, we've got Nolan Martin, number 8 hitter in the order. That's in there for a called strike, now 1-1. And the main thing here, we've got to make sure that, it's important right here, to be aggressive right here, as that one's going to be fouled back, now 1-2. So now he's got to be in a defensive-minded thought process as far as where you're at here with the pitching count. Just got to find a way to put the ball in play somewhere. And Bragg will not do that. He will strike out swinging. There for out number 2. That's going to bring up Nolan Martin now here for the Raiders. So again, 2 out now. Got Nolan Martin here at the plate. And fly ball there into center field. And the center fielder's there to make the catch for the third and final out here in the inning. And so the Raiders did threaten here in the bottom half of the sixth, but unfortunately unable to come away with anything this time around. We'll head now to the top of the seventh. Again, it is Richmond 6, Wapahani 1. Keep it right here. Again, top of the seventh coming up here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network. All right, again, back at it here, top of the seventh inning. Aiden McWinney here at the plate, and he is hit by the pitch on the very first one. So he is down at first. And that's going to bring up third base number 11, Casey Blevins. So pickoff back in there. Went in there safely at first. Again, just a reminder, we won't really have much of a Raiders Live post-game show at the conclusion here of this one, so we can get packed up and head back. I know I've got to get things ready for tomorrow's broadcast there for the 2A state championship game. So, again, no Raiders Live post-game show. Again, following the conclusion here of tonight's Raider baseball game. It's got 2-0 the count here on Blevins. Again, Purdue had a shutdown sixth inning. Mowed them down in order. Got a pair of strikeouts. Nice looking pitch right there on the inside corner. Now 2-1. The 2-1 offering. Low and inside. Good job again there by Quentin James. Smothering that pitch. Keeping the ball in front. He's really done an excellent job of that today. I mean, you've had a couple of them that might have bounced to the side or whatever. Things are going to happen. But for the most part, I think he's done a really solid job keeping the ball right there in a good position to where runners aren't able to advance. That one's going to be chopped off of Blevins' leg right there, so it's going to deaden the ball, and the base runner will stay put where he's at. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Logan Belenga at the on-deck circle here for the Red Devils. Payoff pitch, and that will get him swinging for strike 3. So a big out right there for Cason Purdue. And we've got 1 out and 1 on. That's going to bring up Logan Belenga. Here's the pitch from Purdue, and that one's going to be fouled off. 0-1 offering here from Kaysen. Right down Broadway for strike 2. So Belanga in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Landon Warman after him there in the on-deck circle. Going to be nice just to roll up another double play right here. Get out of the inning. Strike 3, we'll take the strikeout as well. And outs and out, we'll take it no matter how you can get it. And so with now 2 out in the inning, the catcher number 6, Landon Warman at the plate. So Warman will step in. He is 0 for 2 here on the evening with a walk and a run scored. Purdue comes to the set. And pick off back to first. He will be back in there safely. The 0-1 pitch in there for a called strike 2. Okay, so I must have missed something somewhere. So now it's 1-2. We'll take it. I don't know where I messed up, but I messed up somewhere. Here's a 1-2 pitch. I guess it might have been wishful thinking, I suppose. 2-2 now the count. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here in the top half of the 7th inning. Again, starting to get dark out here. I believe sunset's around 8:02 p.m. tonight. And a little dribbler here to the third baseman. Weller collects. Throws on to first. Nice pick right there from Clay Estep. That's what I'm talking about. Good play there on both ends, and that's going to do it here for the top half of the 7th. Going to lead off base runner there after the hit by pitch. Nothing to show for it here. No runs, no hits, no errors. And 1 left. We will head now to the bottom half of the 7th. Wapahani got to get the big sticks going right here, down 6-1. We'll be back with more right after these messages. All right, welcome back here, bottom half the 7th inning. Here's Wapahani. Needs some runs right here. Down 6-1 as we head to the 7th here. The second baseman, Hayden James, steps in. 1 for 2 here on the night. Again, grounded out in the 2nd inning and then singled in the 5th. And it's going to be fouled back and out of play. Nothing and 1 the count. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off, out of play. Now 1-2. Okay, so it's now protection mode here for Hayden James. Protect the plate. Again, find a way to put the ball in play somewhere. The pitch. That's going to sail high and inside for ball 2. Fly ball there, left center field. Center fielder gets over there and will make the catch for out number 1 here in the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, number 5, Quentin James. So Quentin James will now step in. Again, 1 out now in the inning. Just inside for a ball, 1-0 the count to start things off. Here's the 2-0 pitch. In there for called strike. So 2-1 the count. Again, James still a favorable count right here to deal with. It's going to be fouled back and out of play. So an even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on and 1 out. Day gets the signs and the 2-2 pitch. That's going to fall low for ball 3. So working the count right here, find a way to get on base. Day here with a payoff pitch. That's going to fall low for ball 4. So Quentin James now down at first with Landon Weller now stepping in at home plate. So Landon here on the evening so far hit the ball pretty hard a couple different times, but unfortunately nothing really to show of it. Currently 0 for 3 here on the evening. So looking to change his fortunes right here, right now. That pitch outside for a ball 1-0. Pick off back down there at first. No good right there. So even count of 1-1. Day will come to the set. 1-1 pitch. Low and away for ball 2. And just a reminder, just like I said here in the top half of the 7th, again, we're not going to have a Raiders Live post-game show. Again, I will give you guys, again, some information as far as where you can find our state championship game broadcast tomorrow afternoon. Again, that's going to be on our IHSAA channel, not on YouTube. If you guys want to check out our preview show, go ahead and do that as well. That's on YouTube. We had that, put that on there earlier this week. I believe that was Tuesday when we put that on there, so you guys want to check that out. Give you guys some information on Brownstown Central and all the state tournament action coming up there on tomorrow afternoon. Ground ball down the third base line. That's going to get foul there off the bat of Landon Weller. So the count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got Clay Eastep waiting patiently on deck. Pick off the first. James back in there safely. So Quentin, again after the leadoff walk down at first, looking to move up right here, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So a wild pitch advances him to second base. Now 3-2 here on Landon Weller. Popped up, foul ground here on the third base side, and the catcher will make the play. Great camera work too. Nicely done. Well, that was a heck of a snag right there by the catcher. You got to give credit where credit's due on that one. So 2 down now in the inning. That's going to bring up Clay Eastep. And there for a called strike here on Clay. Again, Clay so far tonight, he is 1 for 2. Singled in the first inning, drew a walk in the third, and then flew out to the center fielder in the 6th inning. That's going to fall low for a ball. Now an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike. And there for strike 2. So Wapahani down to their last strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Raiders have Quentin James out at second. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Inside for ball 2. Nice eyes right there from Clay. All about pitch recognition. No in the strike zone. Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Going to be a deep fly ball there into left center field. The center fielder is there and will make the catch. And that's going to do it here tonight, folks. Again, your final score. The Richmond Red Devils 6. Your Wapahani Raiders 1. Again, the final line here for your Raiders here tonight. Wapahani. Again, we'll throw that graphic here on the screen. Wapahani here with 1 run here on 6 hits. Also 7 left on base. Also no errors here tonight from the Raiders. Look here at Richmond. Richmond scored 6 runs here on 7 hits. No errors, and then they also left 8 guys on. So 6, 7, and 0 with 8 guys left on. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, along with 6 left on base here for Wapahani. Again, your Raiders will start off the season 0-1. Again, with tonight's opening night loss to Richmond. Again, they'll be back at it next week. We hope you guys are able to tune in. I can't remember exactly what day they play, but we'll try to get back on it once again next week. We got Lady Raiders softball also coming up, so a lot going on here. I know that we didn't get to do a preview show for the baseball and softball team because we've been doing a lot of stuff with basketball, which is a good thing. But baseball season now underway. Again, make sure to join us tomorrow afternoon for the 2024 IHSAA Class 2A Boys Basketball State Championship game as your Wapahani Raiders take on the Brownstown Central Braves. A 12:45 start time from Gamebridge Fieldhouse, again the home of the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever. You can find that game at on our IHSAA channel. It is https and then 2 slashes www.ihsaatv.org/Wapahani Raiders / so that is where you can listen to our game. So again, it's an audio only broadcast. There's no video because the IHSAA has exclusive video rights to the state championship game. Did the same thing with the semi-state game as well. So again, just an audio only broadcast for us if you guys can't make it, but we hope to see you guys down at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Expecting a great crowd, expecting a great game. Please come on down and support the team. These guys have truly worked their tails off all year long. 27-4 is Brownstown Central, Wapahani 26-2. Going to be a battle, and we need everybody there and then some. So we hope you guys can make the trip down there. Like I said, only about an hour or so down there in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. Again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in here tonight. Again, Richmond 6, Wapahani 1. Again, the final line score again, Richmond 6 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Wapahani 1 run on 6 hits and no errors. Again, your Raiders start the season at 0-1. Folks, until tomorrow, again on our IHSAA Champions Network channel. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside my beautiful wife, Kaylee Morvillius, doing the camera work tonight. Great job as usual there for her. Again, we'll see you guys back on here tomorrow on our IHSAA channel, 12:45 p.m. start time to a state championship game, Wapahani and Brownstown Central. Until then, we'll have a great night, and we'll see you next time here on your home of the Raiders, the WHS Network.